Are you ripping?
Yeah, I'm ripping.
You recording?
Ripping and rolling.
I see the red light. I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't call me out. That was only one time I did that.
Yeah, I know.
I called myself out.
Dude, is the mic recording?
Yes,
do I have to check? Do I have to check that too?
I can see the levels.
Okay, that's good. Good for you. You're doing a great job, Richard. And so are the boys. Look at this freaking thing. The Nissan Frontier is coming together. They have done a bunch of upgrades, as you've seen over the course of the past couple weeks and months. But the body's going on. Wrap Legends are going to come down and give us our fresh livery. It is, it'll be pretty similar to before, but we got a little spice up, little updates. And you know, just like the whole rest of the truck, it's fundamentally the same, but also very different at the same time. You know, we got this tube structure in the front end. We got new Baja design LP4s up here because we're going to be doing some night racing. And so they got us some ambers, we got some clears, so we can hopefully not have to run too long in the dark, but we probably will be in the dark. The finish line closes at 10. It gets dark at what, like 6:30, so we'll probably be finishing in the dark. So, but yeah, onto the front end, we have, you know, once again, everything is pretty similar to how it's always been. However, we have a few little updates and changes that we've done. We got these new headlight mounts. So the boys over here, we got some headlight stays to keep these from wanting to bounce around and having our bodywork come loose, because we are going to be bouncing around the desert. And then back here, we got new limit strap location. It's even better than ever before, just little things, right? So they have the block, instead of it being on the frame, they built this little angled pedestal to get everything, like I was saying, in this perfectly straight line, so that we're not pulling at this at an angle, right? Because before this wasn't exactly straight with how it was before. So they built this little standoff, gave it an extra 30 degrees, and now we have it just perfectly lined up straight so that we get the most out of our limit straps up in the front. And then we run our brake lines and our ABS wheel speed sensors, because the computer needs to see that for the transmission to operate. We found that out the hard way. You gotta have all those wheel speed sensors hooked up, not just for four-wheel drive, but just in general. Transmission computer to understand what the vehicle's doing so it knows how to shift. And then, like we showed you guys before, we have both spares back here now. So we have the two spares stacked up, get more weight over the back. We put our super winch recovery gear back here. So we have the tracks all the way up front, and then we have our recovery bags. So we have our little handheld super winch. And this thing actually got us out in Vegas Reno. That little handheld, you wouldn't think does much, but when we got stuck in this embankment, when everyone was stuck on the hill, when it was raining and muddy down in Mexico, or no, yeah, that was Nora 500. That was Mexico.
Yeah, that was Nora.
Yeah, that wasn't Vegas Reno. So yeah, it was raining down there, and everyone's getting stuck on this muddy hill, and everyone's trying to go up and around each other. And so there's like 6 guys stuck. We go up and around. We get nose first into a ditch. I guys are coming up over the crest. Can't see over the side. It just goes burp, right into a ditch. And so we got this little cable out. We hooked this little guy up to our recovery strap, and we ran it like 60 feet back to a tree and put this thing in forward low and put it in reverse, and just with the help of this, just pulled it right out. It was freaking sick. Pro Eagle jack, she goes up here too. The jack used to sit like back here, and then we had our recovery bags in the cabin, and we'd be stepping all over them trying to get into the back seat. The tracks have been on the roof rack. We had them on the tires. We're just trying to get everything a little more consolidated, right? Before it was like, yeah, the tracks were on the tires, so you'd have to pop the strap, get the tracks out, to get the tire out, to get the jack out. And so now you can get to everything individually, which is cool. You know, the other bit, like I was saying, just trying to get all the weight in better places. We have dual OPTIMA yellow tops back here now, which is freaking sick. These guys are in a perfect spot all the way in the back of the truck, getting the weight behind the axle, behind the fuel cell with the tires, so that we can have the vehicle just unloading the front as much as possible, so that the front has the ability to take the whoops, and the back, you know, has the leverage to keep the front up. So that's why we kind of did all of this. And as we move into the rest of the vehicle, most of this you've already seen, but you know, we redid our bump stop mounts, having it a little more robust, protruding off the chassis a little bit, a little more center line here, instead of just like you know, how we had it before. Didn't have as much surface area, so that this could have eventually started to twist. The other cool thing that we just did was this new driveshaft shop mount. Not driveshaft shop. I'm so used to saying driveshaft shop. I love you guys. See, it just rolls off the tongue. Just a drive shaft. This is our driveshaft mount. So yet again, we used to have like kind of an arbitrary setup in the same spot, but Hayden came through and we kind of had this idea of like, well, it's a slip yoke, so what if we make a carrier for the top and this little U-joint collector for the bottom? So this guy just, boom, hear that? And then goes right into this clamp, boom. So we'll be carrying this guy with us because the drive shaft, like ideally it will not have damage, but we have damaged the aluminum one in the past. We run a steel one, so it's more robust. It's what all the big teams run. But when this truck was more stock, we ran the factory drive shaft, and we did put a little dent in it. It held up. We actually swapped it with my street truck that was in the doing the support for the race. So we swapped the drive shafts between the two trucks to put during the race, during the first Nora 500. Yeah, we swapped the drive shafts between the two trucks at the pit stop, put the fresh one in the race truck, and put the bent one in the street truck. And we drove around on that thing for a while until we got one in. So it's, it's definitely durable, but at the same time, we don't want to have the opportunity to put a dent in it. So we're back to the steel and, have a little more robustness. Our Curry axle now has a skid plate. That's a new addition. So those boys got us one of those. We're stoked on that. It's like a proper unit for this full floater rear. And yeah, I mean, this truck is, just like we say every single time, the best it's ever been.